drama, intrigue, and divisions. It's all here, it's all loud, it's all live, and it's all next for this season.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
The shoulders are back. Nice and subtle. Just a little bit.
Have they ever left?
For one episode, and everyone
You
freaked
guys
out.
didn't do
They
it?
went on vacation once.
When you guys weren't here, I didn't we didn't have the shuffle.
Anyway,
It's
thank you all for
awful.
joining us here for the Suits After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. It is Season 7, Episode 3, Divide and Conquer. I'm your host, Steve Kaufmann. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That's Kaufmann, but I'm not alone. Joining me to my far left.
How's it going? I'm Josh Rodriguez. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Rodriguez_.
Awesome. I'm JB. You guys can follow me everywhere at Hey John Blake.
Hey guys! It's good to be back. It's Nicole Brajer. You can follow me all over social media at Nicole Brajer. And this is pretty cool. I mean, we got 2 OGs over here.
Wow.
And 2 newbies over here.
What up?
Way to make it divisive.
I did. Divide
Full
and
circle.
conquer.
We were just getting over that.
Yeah.
Like, they just started accepting us, and now you're just kind of now you're just.
I'm
Wedging that gap. Wedging
beating
the
It's a
right.
soft
gap.
spot. It's a soft spot.
It's all right.
So, Episode 3, we're getting into it. How we feeling so far?
Is this episode 3? This is episode
This
4.
is episode
four.
4.
Then
Steve.
I wrote the wrong thing and said
Well, I'm glad
I'm
us
Ron
newbies are
Burgundy.
here.
Guys, I think we know at this point I'm Ron Burgundy like that whiteboard. I'm Ron Burgundy like that whiteboard.
Just I'm
Anything you put on the whiteboard, he will read it.
He will just read it. I'm sorry, Episode 4, Divide and Conquer. But we're 4 episodes
We
in
are
now.
4.
How are we feeling?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel solid about the predictions that we made last week. You know, kind of like saying that like the Paul, we didn't see any Paula this time. Donna, I think, fell back into like the perfect amount of
Watch yourself.
Donna-ness. That's probably the safest way I can explain that. You guys know what I mean. But yeah, it was very good, Donna, this time. I was very pleased. She didn't rub me the wrong way at any time, even though she's definitely on Harvey's case, like in a big way. But he needed it, so it was, for me, like she was fulfilling her role very well.
When has Donna rubbed you the wrong way?
Oh,
yeah.
we're clearly not here. The first-
I know.
I'm not.
Just
I'm
tuning
sorry,
in
you
here
sure
now.
wanna
Oh,
get into
man.
this again? I'm gonna take
Nicole, let me bring you up to
JB,
speed.
JB, I'm gonna take the reins back so we don't open that up again.
Hey, I just want to
Scroll
give a
backward.
shout out to Kelly H. Yay.
What? Also, as a queen, what? Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining us live in the chat. YouTube.com/AfterBuzz TV.
Go ahead.
Quick plug
Sorry,
for that.
that was my fault.
Josh, how are you feeling about this?
I like it. I think it's. I like the vibe of this episode particularly. I like Donna again. Didn't like for a couple episodes.
I understand because you guys were kind of like, what is she doing here, acting like she could just come in and be name partner, right?
Right, and I
Okay,
still
you don't
feel
know
that.
her like,
Yeah, I still
like
feel
we
like
know
that.
her, okay? And no, I'll agree with you guys real quick. I know this was probably like an issue, but yeah, I can see your perspective for sure. And I don't know, but I guess she's worked her way to make that kind of money. Maybe not her name on the wall, but certainly get paid because she puts in a lot more than an average secretary to law
True,
office.
true. No,
That's
she
all I'm
definitely
gonna
does
say.
care.
Well,
and
she
I,
learned from a master
Right.
negotiator
Right.
in
Right.
the door in the face technique. She didn't act like, yeah, she would absolutely want to be name partner or like managing partner. Like she would love
And
to
I
be
get
that
that,
high
but
up.
it's a little
That's a door in the
ridiculous.
face. It's a door in the face technique.
I also-
if I ask for that, you'll actually offer me something more than I could have if I did anything else.
I also like the fact that she's self-aware that she knows that people don't think she should be COO, and she's trying to prove that she should be. And I think she's actually turned to very humble about it, and she's
Yeah.
trying to prove to Harvey.
She came out a little aggressive.
Very
Most
aggressive.
women do,
Very
and
aggressive.
especially women like Donna.
But now
so.
I think she's recognized. I think she's very self-aware, which I like a lot in person, and I think she's trying to prove her worth, and I think she will by the end of the season. Even though she thought she failed Harvey this episode, I don't think she did, and Harvey obviously didn't think that she did either. But I like what I'm seeing from Donna. I like what I'm seeing from everybody. Rachel, Mike's relationship, we finally get to see them kind of progressing towards the wedding finally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been missing for a
Yeah.
couple episodes, so I like that as well.
So that actually brings us to where I want us to start.
nice.
With that doesn't bring me there at all, but we're gonna start there.
Awesome.
We're gonna start there with the wedding.
Sure.
With the wedding at the plaza, they're looking to set a date. Ultimately what we're learning is that they're too busy being lawyers to plan a wedding.
And I get where Robert Zane's coming from. As a father, obviously very protective of his daughter and the romantic choices she's making. That said, I feel like they, unlike Robert's relationship with his wife, who, to my understanding, is just like a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, she exists somewhere.
Well, no, I mean, like, granted, like, Mike and Rachel both work a ton, and that is, like, 90% of their entire lives. They work at the same company, though. They get to see each other, like, throughout the day. So it's a little bit of a different dynamic in terms of how they kind of, like, divvy up the time with their relationship and what they're focused on. Their passions are, like, their Venn diagram is, like, such a huge part, like, during the day that they don't necessarily need to focus everything, like, when they get home on everything else. You know, they share what they do as a profession together.
Yeah,
so,
they literally share their lives. Whereas most people, even if they're both successful and like hardworking people, like let's say a doctor and a lawyer were together. Like during those 8 to 10 hour work days, they're not together.
I find those marriages don't normally work out.
Well, you know.
True. No, I mean, and that can
all
definitely
I put
be a
here
bad thing.
is there gonna be a wedding? Because I'm actually getting nervous that there might not be, and they might realize that they don't have time for each other. I think they're in love and want to have a wedding, and well, by the end of this episode, I was like, okay, great, good, Daddy's involved, that's cool, Plaza, great, but I feel like they were trying to veer us off course and make us question it.
They like to do that a lot on this show, but I think
a little misdirection.
I wouldn't be opposed to them eloping. Like,
Okay.
That'd be cute.
I feel like her parents would, but like I think But I think it would be a point.
Just shocking wedding at Harvey's, real quick.
That's what I didn't understand. I'm like, why would they get married there?
It's a very nice place.
I would never get married in an apartment building.
Well,
It's a really nice apartment.
to be fair,
No,
it's
I get
pretty
you.
It's
You're
like
right.
we're getting
bossy
married
apartment.
I get
in
it.
Have you met the-
Harvey's apartment.
I don't think
Romantic.
I don't think the actual wedding was supposed to be there. I think it was the reception.
Whatever.
Well, have you
Not
met
enough
the
for
door
it.
guy, Joel? Joel's
I mean,
really
he's a
cool.
great guy.
Baller
He
penthouse like
great guy.
apartment.
All the more reason.
building.
Does balloon stuff. I think a bachelor party would be a much better fit for
Yes.
Harvey's apartment.
Yes.
Like I think that's a guaranteed place for the bachelor party.
Right.
That
Right.
would be-
After
I mean,
party
at
at
the very
Harvey's
least.
in our dresses,
very
getting
least.
crunk in the glass building overlooking what is supposed to be Manhattan. Fine, that's cool.
Ooh, yeah,
But
reception after
have her
party?
coming down in her. You said the reception? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
well,
the reception would
still.
be. Yeah.
Now, where's the
Well, that
dance
would be-
floor?
that'd
In the
be
living
awesome.
room.
He might have a massive balcony too, or a rooftop. You don't know.
Well, with catering and the right decoration. All right. All right.
Are we-
you
are
guys
we-
win. You
Just,
win.
I'm
You
just
win.
saying, we don't
They've
know
already
all.
decided on
We don't have the
the-
blueprints of
They've
his
already
apartment.
decided on the Plaza, guys. I don't know why we're talking about this.
All right, sorry. I'm very glad you guys just got really involved, though, on a venue. I'm talking about a venue.
Well, I mean,
Wedding venues.
we
Looks like
care.
we all have
We've
fever.
been dreaming
Who's
of this.
single?
We've
Sorry.
been dreaming of this moment our whole lives.
We have.
Yeah, really. Okay.
Men also dream
Moving,
it.
moving on.
And by moment, he means
What
actually
you meant-
Mike and Rachel's wedding, not our wedding.
Exactly. just Mike and Rachel's.
The only thing equivalent to that to me is the groomsman cake. I'm really looking forward to that groomsman cake.
Groomsman cake?
One layer
Is that a
cookie
thing?
cake, one layer ice cream
Ooh,
cake, one
nice.
layer Oreo
Whoa.
cake.
Oh.
Shouldn't it all be
Wow.
ice cream cake? Like ice cream cookie, ice
No,
cream.
you need to-
I'm liking what I'm
regular.
hearing.
You need a variety.
Yeah.
You need a cookie,
Guys,
Oreo, ice
still-
cream. You need
we're still
all
talking about
three
food.
in one plate.
I haven't eaten.
Moving on. I think we're talking about our own weddings. I think we should move on.
Yeah, back to suits.
Speaking of Mike, he took a pro bono case this week that we've never heard about because he was still back to the Reyes case about.
Yeah, this
the
worries
case
me a
he-
little bit.
This really worries me. Because
I'm growing quite. Well, he's just getting so deep, and it's like,
But he always does that.
right, he does. I appreciate how much he does care. As a lawyer, though, I feel like you also have to let things go.
Yes.
And like he is proving that he's incapable of doing that, which is a problem because he's now getting in a situation where he's jeopardizing his own like very thin ice law or like ability to practice law, plus his relationship with Harvey and everything else. And is it worth it? Like I don't think so.
Here's the question: do we think he's going to just 100% try to keep this a secret with Harvey?
Hell no.
No.
They're gonna
I
tell
mean,
him.
yeah, I
he's
don't think
gonna
it's
try and
gonna-
tell
it's
him or
gonna-
something. Like, I think it's not gonna be as simple as like I'm just gonna keep a secret from Harvey. Where it's like you have his office. Like this isn't gonna happen.
Lindsay Ivory Neptune says, "Why does Mike keep breaking the law. Stop, because that's what Mike does.
Let's be very clear. He's not actually breaking the law here.
Not yet.
He's breaking a contract, yeah.
He's breaking a contract he made with Alex.
Okay.
I mean, on the scale of what Mike has done out of that building,
Right.
way down here.
True.
Pretending to be a lawyer, breaking a contract. Like, I put them...
I think he's just trying to be better, you know. But there's a part of him which like what I meant is like he'll just always do kind of what he wants to do at the end of the day, you know, like. And when you asked about Harvey, it's like he can never keep Harvey out of it. That's the Batman to his Robin. He's always gonna like bend at the knees. I feel for Harvey. He'll never keep a secret from him.
He's asking a lot out of Oliver, like too much.
Well,
Oliver's
much. And
definitely like tooling him around though.
Yeah, he is.
He can be like,
Oliver
Oliver,
keeps coming
dude,
back.
I gave you
Right,
this
but at the
thing.
same time, like Mike should know what he can and cannot take on,
Agreed.
and to tell Oliver to tell Reyes not to take the money, knowing that he's not going to be able to help him out with a future, I guess, class action, is kind of. I mean, it's not smart in my mind. I understand where he's coming from. He has a huge heart, but I mean, he's just not going to be able to do it, and in the long run, it's going to hurt him.
I see Queen in the chat actually said big heart, and it's all coming back to his parents' death.
Yes.
Which, like, I love the consistency of the character. Where
I think it's helping Oliver be a better lawyer too.
Right. I mean,
Well,
when I
yeah,
found out that
the
it
bar
wasn't-
was pretty low.
when I found out he wasn't going to court, I was like, yes.
So they have a chance.
Never go to court, Oliver. Never ever go to court.
But I mean,
Oliver.
obviously Mike's not the only one that does, pulls little shady moves. Alex clearly this episode showed that he had some skeletons that he was trying to hide. So everybody does do it.
Well,
It
they're
just
all shady.
you know.
AF.
Oh, totally. It was just, I think Mike in particular was trying to get out of it because he just came out of like the mother of all situations that was like of shadiness in such a public way that I think he was really trying to turn a new leaf. So it's kind of difficult to see him like go back on the first thing that comes around.
I mean, it's kind of Mike Bingo though, like Mike Big Heart Bingo. This case,
Right, where it's like it's a huge opportunity.
It's a huge opportunity. It's a huge opportunity. A bunch of people were wronged.
Right.
It was a private prison, which they never specified whether Danbury was or wasn't a private prison. But for matters of this, Danbury is probably a private prison where he was. Like, it's just kind of that trifecta that he's like, there's just like so much wrong that I could do so much right. Like it's one of those things where people kind of feel the universe puts you in a place to do good. You just have to like do it.
I don't really think at the end of the day it's gonna bite him in the butt so much,
I don't know. I'm nervous about this one.
I agree with Nicole. I think this
we'll
show
pass this one.
wants us to be nervous about this, but by episode 10,
I'm nervous
gonna
about
be
everything.
something-
But by episode
Yeah.
10, whatever Alex's thing comes out, and he's shamed out of the building. Where it's like, oh well, we don't actually have a conflict anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
whatever.
I'm excited for that.
And-
I want to know more about Alex.
We all want to know a lot about Alex.
That guy's on 2 shows right now too. And he's
Yeah,
killing
Dua Hill, he's crushing
Killing
right
it.
now.
Killing it. Good for him.
He is crushing it. We should talk a bit more about Oliver.
Or Alex.
Well, I'm saying Oliver and this pro bono case a little more. I just think.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's so needy. I feel like Mike could have easily gone. I mean, he obviously knows like the incompetence that Oliver represents, and it's not just Oliver. It is like, the lack of resources at the the firm that he's at, or the clinic. Really, it's not even a firm. It's basically like a free.
Yeah, an
like,
open door clinic kind of thing that I
So yeah, I get that. I just feel like there are other ways. Like Mike's a smart enough dude to suggest other options that like maybe he can like have Oliver partner with like a different firm or something. If
You
it
mean
is,
Pearson Specter lit and take on all the pro bono
Also-
cases or something?
also-
I don't
Well,
know.
no, okay, yeah, obviously they
Prediction.
can't do it.
Also, Mike
Sorry,
Ross
I
and
always jumped the
Oliver,
gun.
y'all in your communications, y'all need to get on Signal.
Yes.
Right.
Y'all need to knock it off with these phone calls and like being
Dude,
seen together. Like
yeah,
none of that.
You can't like avoid places with cameras, like the
Either get
lobby
burner-
of his office building.
Either get
like,
burner
maybe,
phones
Yes.
or get Signal.
Yeah,
Just saying, data encryption is key.
get a burner phone. Text him that you'll meet at, like a neutral
Text
location.
him with a code.
Yeah.
It's like meet me at the Hard Rock, and then you actually meet him What would
Not
be
at the Hard Rock.
at the TGI Fridays. I'm running out of chains.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At the same time, I think the risk, like you were saying, Steven, is pretty low for the amount of shadiness they've pulled in the past. It's really just a deal with Harvey. I mean, I know that he wrote a letter, I think, to the company, the construction company that represent or builds these places, but that trail, like getting back to them, is pretty unlikely. So, you know, I think the main worry is Harvey, and given the fact that Harvey just kind of went back on a deal with Mike for that case specifically, I don't think it's as bad that he's like double dealing.
But it's worse if that client finds out.
Oh, true.
If that client finds out, and then like that client of the client, and like
Yeah.
that's the problem that he's running into.
Right.
And the more I think about it, the more I think there is plausible deniability that Mike is seeing a guy who works at a clinic that he's like pretty much funding. So like the more I think about it, the more I think like it's not as dire. That said, there's still
he might have to stop, and like Harvey might find out and really give it to him, but I don't foresee it like outplaying so much. I think there will be something else that overlaps this and clears it away.
That feels this feels and this also, given the way this episode showed us and kind of blew out the world for this season, this is small potatoes. Which is saying
we've got bigger fish to fry here at Pearson Specter.
Because it's a 20-person class action lawsuit against a prison manufacturing like, because essentially it's a private prison going out of their way to fabricate reasons to keep people in prison longer, because the longer you keep people in prison, the more the state pays you for them to have been in prison.
Right.
So like they're manufacturing a way to just make more money. By the way, private prisons suck.
Yeah, also it sounded like they were deliberately like harming their inmates to like rack up medical
and
then underfunding,
which is
it's
insane.
a huge case, which is why there's no way it can't be solved or save the day.
Yeah.
But speaking of blowing out the world, I think we're going to spend the rest of this time talking about this Bratton, Harvey, Jessica, Alex, Lewis. I wrote Alex twice.
Right.
See?
It's a lot of Alex. A lot of Alex.
Alex too.
We had two different Alexes here. We've been dancing with it a lot. Do we trust Alex now?
Yeah.
I do. I mean, obviously, whatever he did was pretty bad because, you know, he was basically being blackmailed kind of under the table. Like, not officially, but he was able to get out of it because it was so bad.
I was like, but their voices were so like deep in that conversation. It was like, oh my god! I was like, this is so dramatic right now.
In the corporate espionage world, I believe that's called mad mailing.
Mad mailing.
Because it's mutually assured destruction. Like if two parties, I may have made this term up.
I love it if you did. No, obviously, mad
but
from
if two different
nuclear bomb scenario, totally.
Because if two different parties are both able to blackmail each other, it's just a mutually assured destruction thing. That it's like, hey, you do something so bad, I'm willing to blow up both of our careers over it.
Yeah,
that's a very particular situation. There's probably a Russian word for it, because there are a lot
or a German one, at least.
Yeah, there are a lot of Russian words for things exactly like this.
Jeez. Leave the politics. We're talking about suits here.
What?
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
But no, I was just saying that what is our speculation on what Alex and Tommy have? Mad mail on each other.
Literally all they said was, you did it, sign this, bye. Like, there's nothing, there's no way I can answer that tonight.
I couldn't even think
pretty
of, I can't think
like,
of
it's
anything.
I mean, it'll unravel, and then we can probably actually make a little bit more of a prediction when come like next episode even, I swear, right? We have to find out more about Alex. There's not much going on, and now this is going to lead us to have a better conversation.
Right. But I mean, the stakes are pretty high. Like, for him to have dropped everything just because of that, you know, to get out of it, he was going after clients that were like $30 million or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
And to answer your initial question is, yes, he's going to be around. He said, I mean, we said it a couple of times this episode. You are one of us, exactly. So,
am I the only one still skeptic of Alex?
No,
I don't know. There was a lot of synergy this episode.
But I think this is all still way too soon.
But what else could it be? I mean, if he's willing,
they needed somebody to help the firm. And go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, if he was willing to help the firm the way he just helped the firm, like what else could he possibly have that's going to?
I don't have all the
Yeah.
details. Last week I thought what Bratton did this week would be his long-standing arc, where he turns around and I thought he would bundle all the clients in a place to either leverage them against the firm to put his name on the wall or take them to Bratton to get his name on that wall. None of that happened. What happened was Bratton came after them all on their own, and I think there's something. The way he meshes too well.
Yeah, he's almost too loyal right now.
Well,
Like,
I'm not even saying loyal. Like he relates too well instantly with Lewis. He relates way too well instantly with Mike. He hasn't had any scenes with Donna, but I'm sure Donna would love him.
Okay.
Like he's meshing too well.
I get that, and it's questionable, but I feel like there needs to be more than just Donna, Harvey, and Lewis drama. Like, we need a new person. We need someone that's going to break up the dynamic and make this firm better, because it is a sinking ship right now, and Harvey can't just do it all on his own, clearly. So, Alex is kind of like, it's like Batman, Robin, who else helps along the way?
More like Justice League.
Okay? So... that's my 2 cents.
Poor Lewis.
Nice. No,
Lewis wants to be the Robin.
Yeah.
Lewis wants to be Robin so bad.
There's a lot of comic book references. I did like how, obviously they were running with a Batman and Robin thing, as they often do, which is very fitting. But I do like how, even behind like closed doors, Harvey admitted that Mike was had a Superman moment, because he did kind of save the day, as did Alex with Lewis, and I thought that was a really cool moment where they both kind of, even though they were told not to and they were kind of on the outs, in a sense, going above and beyond, but really did save the day. And I think that was really cool to see that, despite differences, they do have each other's back and know what's actually best for the firm. And that really told me that it might be authentic.
Yeah, and it actually, what I got from that was Mike is to Harvey what Alex is going to be to Lewis. Like, that's what I took from that scene.
Whoa.
Yeah, good point there.
Thank you.
I like that.
We're not
seeing any of the positivity.
They are cat people.
This all seems really fast.
It's too good. It's too good to be true.
Well, we didn't really mention Jessica, though. There was involvement on her part in this whole case.
How do we feel about the Jessica pulling strings?
That kind of made me mad.
Yeah, that was a little much for
I'll
me.
just say that I predicted Jessica would be involved this season. People said she wouldn't last time we were here, AfterBuzz, before this.
Well, that
we
was
picked up where we left
contingent.
off, and then you all were like, "No, because she's on a new show. She ain't coming back." Well, she was back.
To be fair,
So I was right.
To be fair, what I said was her involvement is very contingent on that new show.
Right, I remember.
Like-
But other people disagreed with me.
Yeah, other people
I
disagree
remember
with
that.
me too. They just.
But it's good. I think so. I think going off that, it's important that Jessica, keeps tabs on the firm, because at the end of the day, she's
I want to take her at face value this episode, where she is no longer keeping tabs on the firm. She did this one final deed to completely right the ship for Harvey to succeed.
Deed, that's a...
well, the conversation.
It was a deed, though.
No,
Like,
it was
that
a deed, and I get where she was coming from. I get her logic, but I mean, if I'm Harvey, I'm so mad right now at her.
Right.
Because you literally could just crash the whole firm right there. You could have sent everything to a downward spiral.
Can we give
And it could have
Jessica
been
some credit?
No,
she
listen,
wouldn't have done.
She wouldn't have done it if she didn't think that they were going to do what they did and come through. But at the same time, like, why would you even do that? You know what I mean? Why would you even put your firm at risk like that? I don't know.
True. I mean,
think it's
her name still is on the
very
wall,
reckless.
so I agree with you in that sense. That being said, I don't think it was as bad as it was portrayed up to be initially, because I was like, dude, how could you stab your entire firm in the back like that? And then remembering exactly what she said, I don't think she revealed too much. She said, kind of pitting Harvey against Lewis. That's pretty basic knowledge that I think Tom Broughton would be able to figure out on his own. And I don't think she gave him any specific trade secrets, hey, this client specifically would rattle the cages. Had she done that, then it would have been whoa, that's not chill at all. But I think she's higher morals than that, and just kind of leading him in a general direction, hey, pit them against each other is a pretty low.
I think the TV trope of the phone call at the end of the episode is where our minds are, where we're
totally.
Man, that just felt like.
Well, yeah, I know. She definitely,
done.
she definitely did it wrong.
Everything we did was just a puppet show by Jessica, when that was not the case.
But it's too risky. It was too. It's like blindfolding them and putting them in the forest, and trusting they're gonna find their way home. Like
She
they
definitely
might
plays
not find their
dangerous
way home.
games.
Like there might be a
Right.
bear in the forest. They might get killed. Like it's just I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean I
Yeah,
get
no.
the logic and it turned out well and I love Jessica, but I don't know. That was just
Totally. The justification, I think, was a
Yeah.
little shaky. I do agree with you there, where she was just like, yeah, like, you're welcome. Like, I was like, wait, what? No. Like, you don't just play, you don't
Also-
light my house on fire for a fire drill.
Exactly.
You don't, like...
Whoa, let's be
All
very
right, that's
clear.
pretty funny.
To
Fair.
explore this analogy, she did not light your house on fire.
Right.
She called an arsonist who wanted to light your house on fire anyway,
oh, that sounds terrible.
and merely mentioned that you keep firewood in the basement, knowing that you would figure it out before your house burns down. And your
Right,
house
yeah, I
would
know. I mean,
ultimately be stronger
and
with
to be
insurance
fair, the
money.
arsonist called her, and she was like, maybe if you like matches. So, yeah, no, I get
We're really going to
it's-
explore
yeah.
metaphor, which I'm very good at doing.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I like this.
It's fun.
Good,
It's fun.
it's good.
It's good. I think. Do we see anyone else attacking Pearson Specter lid at this point?
Yes.
Probably. There's gotta be.
I
There's
want them to
always-
play-
Daniel Hartman's gonna come back. And,
Could he though?
I mean, who knows?
What's he
No.
up to? Can we
Ooh,
get it?
yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. I mean,
mean,
Darby is always,
Yeah.
and he's on the other shore, but he can always come by.
I thought from the preview of the last episode that Lewis was going to kill himself, and then all of a sudden that was just
Yes.
kind of ignored. So what's the deal with that?
He had a mental breakdown off screen. I think.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
And that's got to come to
They-
a head.
they didn't follow up with that, yeah.
They didn't at all.
Well, at least Donna called him out on it early on in the episode when he was kind of having a.
I-
Well, they started
breakdown.
there. They did a good job starting
Right.
there of like him melting down, and then Delta Industries, I believe, like
And then
because the Stephanie.
work came into play, and
the
then
Stephanie
he forgot that he was a
firing.
psycho. Because I'm a little confused.
I think he's escaping into his work. Like I
Right.
think that hasn't changed, and I just
Yeah. See, what I would like is to see more of that, because I feel like there's something more with Lewis right now, and like it's gonna explode like it always does. But yeah, we need to finish that
Well,
off.
I think
and
next
he
week's the
needs to-
blow it all up episode.
Yeah.
The blow it all
looks
up
exciting.
emotional
I'm really-
therapy episode.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
see the previews for the next episode.
oh, it looks good.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It seems to be a lot of therapist interaction,
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good way
and
to put
maybe
it.
cross therapy.
Which they all need. You know,
True.
these lawyers.
Off topic, but I noticed Kelly H in the chat mentioned Mike for the wedding would still feel really self-conscious about a big haul because there wouldn't be anybody on his side.
Oh.
Ooh,
Like it would be
wow.
Harvey, Donna,
Good point.
Katrina, Lewis, Gretchen.
Gretchen.
I'm running out of it.
Right.
Pastor.
Well, yeah,
but
Trevor for
Pastor.
sure is not
Pastor's probably
coming.
gonna marry
so-
them.
Oliver?
Sure, good point. Oliver.
Pastor.
Okay, there's
Oliver.
there are like 25 people.
Yeah,
There will be
who's
hundreds on
the-
Rachel's side.
Yeah.
There will be like 20.
Thanks, Kelly.
I mean, there's a couple lawyers that he knows. There's the one guy that works. I feel like for Robert Zane, he's
You guys
That
still,
guy.
now we're back on
Yeah.
the wedding, and now we're on the guest list.
Season
Right.
one guy. Season one
We
guy.
talked about the cake, the venue. We're on the guest list.
We've been
The
waiting for this.
China.
Guys,
totally.
Guys,
Hey,
what
what's
kind of
it?
tuxedo will Mike wear?
Literally, if this happens this season, I know we're all gonna like dress up like we went to the wedding. Right?
We should do that.
Like,
Okay.
can I,
We talked about-
That's
it
my
was on
only
the-
request.
I don't think it's gonna be this season.
well, I
Ooh.
don't think it's gonna be this summer, because I don't think that's something they could possibly keep a secret.
Right.
Like especially with the actress who plays Rachel and the press circus that's around her just daily.
Well, I think it would be
because
the
of who she's
perfect
dating.
time.
But I
that's
think,
just me.
but what I'm saying is like they couldn't have filmed a wedding scene, and us have not seen the pictures by now. Is my theory.
yeah.
And if I'm wrong, send me these pictures, and we'll know that
Unless
we're in
they've
for a
got
wedding this
really
summer.
good peeps that keep it intact. They're not even leaking.
Or that they just shoot a fake wedding scene. That's
That-
what I would. I would blow a bunch of money. I would
Yeah,
blow
right.
a bunch of money to shoot a wedding scene that we're not going to use.
I'm dead.
Just have people feel. Have people feel like they expected something they shouldn't have ever expected.
yeah, just for teases. And
Don't
pop
ever
in
let
for
me
that.
run a show, guys. I'd be
It's
the
a
worst.
horrible idea.
I'd be the worst person to my fans.
Well, okay. You brought a good point though.
Yeah, that we would. I feel like we would know,
Maybe
and I
we-
think all
we
this
know.
save the date stuff. Actually, Wednesday the 12th or the 18th is Valentine's Day of February in 2018.
Okay.
Suits will likely be running on that Wednesday. My early prediction is that's when the wedding episode will be.
Ooh, whoa.
And they'll
Jeez.
make
Very
it like
topical.
and they'll like announce the date like next week and then like build up towards it starting like next week.
Oh, okay, I got what you're
Jeez.
saying. Because they
I see
keep
what you're saying.
referencing
Okay.
that they're picking a date and it's going to be
Got
far
And-
away.
And they'll send
There
us
you go.
invites.
Yeah, we want
Yes.
We will
To the,
all
to the
receive
taping.
+3.
Ooh, yeah, take us to
Be great.
Canada.
Yeah,
Toronto.
exactly. We can be those Mike side fillers.
Yes, absolutely.
Mike needs a
Totally.
Mike needs
be
a
those
side.
background actors.
We're there.
No problem.
Clearly, they want to go to the wedding.
Saying.
Planning the whole thing over here.
Guys, what would Mike's groom's cake look like? It would be an ice cream cake.
A suitcase.
It would be an ice cream cake that's
that'd be
lying
cute.
about being a Carvel
Suitcase is
cake.
cute.
And now I'm done.
Let's be done.
No.
Let's be done. I'm like going through. I'm like, have we covered everything?
I'm done. I'm sorry. Moving on. Do we have anything about this Bratton takeover stuff before we move on down the road?
Actually, I was kind of underwhelmed by the deal that Alex went over with. I mean, it was he seemed to cover his bases with that whole 10-year thing, but I feel like Tom is not going to let it go that easily. It seemed a little too like, okay.
It seemed a little personal,
Yeah.
whatever they did.
Right.
It's gonna open up and unravel.
Well, yeah.
I just
Exactly. I feel like he's going to be back
Yeah.
this season.
I feel like we're definitely gonna get more.
And
Tommy
yeah,
Bratton.
maybe like a different issue. Like he was so aggressive with Harvey and Lewis that I feel like something's bubbling, or like he's got like another thing happening that he signed it so quickly.
even though Jessica was involved,
Right.
doesn't make sense to me.
But Jessica wasn't really in that. Like I am kind of.
Well, I know, but that-
we are walking this back a little. Jessica was like, he called her once, and she said like, "Well, if you wanted to
Yeah.
if you wanted to slay a dragon, you have to use a sword."
Yeah. Exactly.
Pretty much all she said.
Shoot it in the head.
Yeah.
You have to do all the things you would do to kill a dragon.
Yeah. Exactly.
Thanks, Jessica. So not fire. Got it.
Yeah, but okay, I'm still not really all there with it because it's like I don't know if I guess we did not end comfortably with him, and he will be back. And just because she had this little involvement doesn't mean because she did say he was gonna go there either way. Like he came to her and she just kind of like lit a match. Am I making any sense? The silence is killing me.
Sorry.
I just don't get what she did then, I guess, because I'm completely lost. What did she do to like kind of like stick it to the firm and make them, like fight harder?
Nothing really other than like moving forward a plan that Tommy Bratton probably had for 5 years.
That's how you look at it,
Right.
like just.
That's what
he
I meant
wanted
by
to do
lighting
it.
a match.
She stoked
Okay.
she stoked a fire that was already burning.
Right.
Okay.
So she fueled it.
So she didn't start the fire.
It was okay.
I love a good Billy
You're,
Joel
you're
reference.
killing it today. You are
Yeah.
killing
No,
it
totally.
today.
And
Where's the music? Cue the music. We didn't stop.
Shouldn't ask
Sorry.
for it.
Oh man.
in her defense, I feel like she was there to kind of watch it, like knowing that like
Although-
some arsonists might be in the neighborhood.
Although, let's be
she was
fair.
definitely like peeking out her window. She, went to lunch with Harvey. I think if
Right.
things really got out of hand, she would have stepped in. Or
Okay.
And then
I'd
Harvey
hope-
would have felt like 8 years old
right,
if Jessica had to swoop in and fix everything.
Mommy.
right. But I mean, also
It's all right
knowing
if she has to though. She
knowing
can.
how good they all are. I mean, I think she felt pretty confident that they could get out of it. Like again, it just took.
She wouldn't have left if she didn't think otherwise.
Right, exactly. And once everybody started working together, like it was no problem. They solved they put out all the fires very quickly.
Nice.
It
Nice.
was always burning.
Yeah, exactly.
Since the world was
Extinguish
turning.
all that. And it was all good.
This
I mean,
person
literally,
is a
problem
jacket all
solved.
the way.
in
What
the
is
episode.
left to say? We didn't solve the fire. Oh my
I think we're
god.
good to
You know,
predictions.
a lot of those were.
What, you want us to go already?
So we did not start the fire.
Yeah.
I think we're good to predictions.
That was a
whenever-
joke. I was throwing you off the air. That was the joke. But what was that, Steve?
I think we're good for predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, a couple questions. Do we think we're gonna get a near future date like Valentine's Day of 2018?
I don't agree with you on that.
Oh,
I don't.
I
I
don't
think
think
about it less and I agree with it less and less, but I'm standing by it.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I actually think they might put it on hold.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not far off with that
I think there's either gonna be like a huge TV event wedding, or they elope. They elope and like they elope.
And they don't agree on the plaza.
And it's the Plaza Casino in Las Vegas. Sorry.
It is?
No, I.
Oh, I got it. Oh my God, Steve. Like, you just will not quit today.
I think they either have a giant TV event wedding or they elope. Or they elope in a way that even those of us who like really follow the show won't know until the episode had happened.
Do you think they would put the wedding on hold and then possibly their relationship on hold, like a break type of thing?
I mean, wouldn't it be the first time?
They haven't left us anything for that, but that relationship always kind of has that switch built in.
Right.
Like, I don't trust you anymore. Oh man.
Yeah.
We're back to this. We're back to this holding pattern.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
I just feel like I could definitely see it happening,
Yeah.
but I feel like the whole eloping thing, we've gone down that road. We've already had like
it's true.
an almost wedding. For them to do that again in a manner of speaking, I feel like would not satisfy me. I need that bachelor party.
I'm coming around to your prediction now.
I need the.
I like this prediction from Jay Ruiz in the chat saying no big wedding. They're just going to go to a justice of the peace. Agree.
That's
with
what
you.
I like. I think it's going to be that.
Yeah.
It's going to be that and a
so
surprise.
Sex in the City.
It'll just be at the end of a random episode. Like it won't be on a finale. It'll
Yeah,
just
because they don't
be-
got time for the big wedding. They
It'll
love
just
their
be like-
jobs. They love the court.
It'll just
They
be
love
like
justice.
It'll be like the third episode of the spring season that just happens to be on Valentine's Day.
You are like,
But
you
no one-
are a big lover, Steve.
Do we
That's
think we're
what
gonna
you
see
are.
Jessica again in the next 6 episodes?
Yes.
Yes.
How
yes.
she's not
for
so
sure.
Yes,
beautiful.
we're all yes on that.
Yes.
Donna, stay COO.
Yes.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so. Too.
I think there's gonna be an
I-
episode where she saves the day of some sorts.
I can buy that.
Can't wait.
Yeah, and she's been handling her own. I mean, I think she has been sort of viewing it as she should be, as like a challenge, and like, am I really fit for this? Because it's a huge step up from where she was as a assistant to the chief operating officer of a huge company.
Oliver,
So
yeah.
I definitely think that she's managing it well, and I like to see her sort of struggling with it a little bit, but able to work it out. I mean, she didn't necessarily like fulfill what she wanted to, but at the same time she is like setting the bar for herself really high. And I think that at the end of the day, like, not everything is achievable. Like when you go out and you're like set forth, I want to accomplish the impossible. Like sometimes it doesn't happen.
I want to create AI based on myself.
Right.
Like every tech company in the world's not trying to make AI.
Oh man.
The Donna.
The Donna.
She should sell that to Mark
Oliver, does
Zuckerberg.
he go to court? This is a 2-part question. Does he go to court in the next 6 episodes?
Absolutely, he goes to court.
Yeah.
Oliver?
Absolutely.
Can't
Does
wait.
he-
And then they're gonna make it
Oliver.
very
I love
dramatic.
Oliver.
Does he bomb abysmally, or did
Oh,
he
he's
take
gonna
speech
succeed
therapy?
this time.
That's what I think he's gonna succeed.
I don't think
I
they're gonna
love
make him
him.
bomb again. They're not gonna make him bomb 3 times.
No,
because
yeah, you
after
can't
the
do
third
that to
time,
poor
we're not gonna-
Oliver.
the audience can't take him seriously after the 3rd time. We're
And
not gonna
he
want to.
proved himself today.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah.
He's
Also,
gonna learn.
Jet Joy
sometime.
Soom Poa in the chat brings up a question I've had for 4 weeks. Who is doing the secretary work for Harvey?
Gretchen. She's doing it for the whole firm.
Gretchen is secretary
Good
at large
call.
and office manager.
Very good question.
Probably office manager.
She's all in one.
There needs to be a new secretary that Donna gets jealous of. I would like to see that.
Whoa,
Oh yeah, she better be freaking hot like
And
Donna,
redhead.
too. Oh yeah, 2 redheads.
I don't think two Donnas couldn't
Wait, can we just
exist
Can we
in the
just talk
same
about
city.
the
let
therapist real
alone-
quick?
Yes!
Like,
Come on.
Next
Totally.
question.
Oh, okay, good.
That was my
Good.
next question.
Go for the perfect.
Similar to last
segue.
week, when is the therapist gonna? When is this therapist relationship gonna blow up?
Oh, I just wanted to end. They're so boring. I'm like so upset about
no,
it.
it's not
But I
boring.
predicted it
You did
way back
you,
when. I
You were
did.
there.
Nice, yeah.
I got a
We
cake.
were all
I
there.
got a cake because it didn't happen. It didn't happen as early as another host thought.
I love that she was
Nice.
like, I just want you to show up at my doorstep and take me in your arms. I'm like, lady, we all do. Like, get over it, man. This is gonna not last very long because Donna's the one.
Yes, Darby.
Hard pass on that one.
All right. I
I
think of the next 6 weeks, it'll happen 4 weeks from now.
A blow up, you mean?
What?
Oh yeah, it's going. I think we
Yeah,
all know
no,
this
I think, yeah,
relationship
we're
is
getting
going
closer,
to end.
yeah.
I think we all just try to have to hone in on what.
Am I the only one that thinks it's boring?
I think it's.
I'm not a
very
fan of it. I'm not a fan
I
of it.
think
So
it's
boring.
I think it's-
interesting, but it's just like it got disaster. written
Like
all
I
over
think
it.
it's.
awful.
I don't. I think anything that would keep me invested, I stop myself. I'm like, no, that's his therapist. This is wrong. It's going to end terribly.
Yeah.
So like, but it's on the page and in the performances. Like, I should really, really care and want this to work. I just think I'm
kind of reminds me of Step Brothers.
like I'm kind of a
Doesn't it?
kind of a cynical.
does.
I'm kind of a cynical romantic in that sense. That unless it's either great from go or it's never gonna work.
Got it.
So like this is so insurmountable to them, and I'm like, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna end in flames.
Cool.
Playing hard to get, and that is a good strategy.
You are a keeper.
You're an enabler.
Josh, what predictions at large do you have?
Just in general, I think Alice's Secret, whatever it's going to be, is going to come around probably towards the end of the season, and it's going to show face. I'm going to say that Donna is going to struggle with her position, but she's going to come through in some sort of way and save the day in an episode. And I think Rachel and Mike, I do think they might put their not relationship on hold, but I think they're going to forget about the wedding a little bit. I don't think they're going to go forward with the plans. I think they're going to try to keep planning things, and things are just going to keep coming up where, like today, like this episode, Rachel had to go do something for Donna. Then Mike's going to have to do something for Harvey. And then Rachel might get mad that Mike's not going to a meeting. And then I just think that they're going to put it on hold and just decide, well, whenever we're ready, we'll get married. But right now, can't do it.
Engaged indefinitely.
Yeah, I don't know about how long on hold. I think that in a sense is going to happen, but the bigger prediction is I think Rachel's going to go to work for her dad.
Oh,
That feels right.
And like they're going to have like more of a family firm thing happening, which might create the rift, but also might like expedite the marriage to actually happen, to make sure that like nothing
By separating.
When you work together and you work too close.
exactly
Don't normally work out.
variety, because like right now I think that there's no urgency because they see each other every day. Like there's literally no time of the day where they can't just like walk 30 feet and see each other. So I don't think there is that big of a need to stay that close. And I think she doesn't see her dad that often. There's a lot more that she could be learning from him. She's kind of just doing Donna's bidding right now, and so that's not like a huge asset as a lawyer for her, because she's just doing what, excuse me, a dumb pants out there, a glorified assistant is like kind of asking her. And I think she has a lot more to gain by working at like a different firm, getting a different experience, and
I think she has some deep-seated loyalty to Pearson Specter.
Yeah,
true. But I mean, I think that even if she did leave, she can do so on good terms where it wouldn't be a problem if she wants to come back. Like she's.
But she didn't want to leave, and there was an option for her to leave in a season, and then she was like, that's my home.
I'll come out with my prediction now that I think Zane takes the merger for the reasons you're talking about.
just for his daughter?
Not just for his like, it's a good business opportunity to merge with that law firm is ultimately a good business opportunity. What he was taking off the table was a fake merger, like a proposed merger that would never actually happen, that would drive the stock. I think he would do an actual merger.
Interesting.
But he did say so himself. Why would I merge with a struggling law firm?
Well, they're not going to be struggling for that much longer, all right? This is Pearson Hardman.
What was I thinking?
But the proposal wasn't to merge. The proposal was to
fake merge.
Well, like go through the motions. Like if you and I said we were going to merge our companies, that's a 1.5-year process.
Right.
But if you and I agreed to merge our companies, tomorrow people will start acting like our companies are merging. And that's what Harvey wanted. And that's what Zane didn't want, because after however long it'll take to get Harvey out of that jam, he would then back away and he would look like a coward.
Right.
I'm talking about him actually merging.
Right.
In real life.
No,
in real life.
Yeah.
IRL. To kind of play that scenario through a little bit, if he does, Rachel's name is technically going to be on the door before Mike's. So that could be, the marriage rift right there. I mean, not that it would.
I don't know if Mike's end game is a name.
They're stronger than that.
I don't think Mike cares. Mike cares too much more about his pro bono cases than
and there's also a lot of talk on the Suits subreddit about whether Mike could have his name on the door at all. And I believe the lawyers on that, or the people on that subreddit have said no, he can't, and it's against New York State law to be a name partner if you've never graduated from college. It's something to that nature.
Most likely.
Something to that nature. It'll come up again.
I don't know.
a 50 or 60 or so. Like, he's not actually.
He has his law license though, officially.
Yeah, no, he has his law license, I think, but he got there so weird that I think there's archaic rules in place that are like, you can't have your name on the wall, and like, there's only a bunch of...
Have Lewis check the bylaws.
I mean, we gotta check the bylaws and the.
Well, I mean, because Donna got there sort of. I mean, I assume she went to college, but if she apparently doesn't need a law degree to be a named partner, then I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll check the bylaws.
We will check the bylaws and the New York State laws and
Exactly.
the Korsh laws, which are the ultimate laws.
Yeah.
Because he writes the show and whatever he wants.
And Loop in
That's not a
Canada,
knock.
'cause that's where they film.
Yeah, the Toronto laws. All the things.
Nice, all
Nicole,
right.
what do you got for
I
us?
just predict that Mike is going to help Oliver become an amazing lawyer in court with this case, and it's going to blow over and be awesome. But there's more to come from Lewis, and I like the thought of Rachel and Mike just getting married,
Shotgun style?
in a court. Like, I think
Elope.
that's actually cute. No, that's not eloping. Eloping would be going to, like, Hawaii. Wouldn't that be eloping?
That's a destination
Is it-
wedding.
No, just
Nicole.
the two of
Running
them.
away to Hawaii? Isn't
Or
that
like
the-
eloping to like some like.
I think like
romantic-
Atlantic City is
That's
more.
eloping.
But like,
Yeah, it's like super
If
spur of the moment. You don't
if
just
I'm
like.
eloping, I'm going somewhere
Speaking-
awesome.
also
if I'm
speaking-
gonna go somewhere and
That's
get
a
married, and come back.
destination wedding.
Also, speaking as a kid from Philadelphia, you can't just run to Atlantic City and get married like you can in Las Vegas. They have
Really?
very strict rules.
Yeah.
You have to get a license. You have to wait 30 days. It's a whole
Really?
thing.
Whoa.
I mean, Atlantic City's not that cool a place
So
to get
Vegas
married.
then. Vegas
not
is.
one of
No,
your
maybe they
I like
just
Atlantic City a
decide
lot,
that they
but-
don't need a big wedding at the plaza. Is all I'm saying, and they realize that that they could just
The
do
Plaza
like a big,
Hotel and Casino on Fremont.
Right. That too. That's really all I got right now. I really do hope that the therapist and Harvey come to an end because I'm bored out of my mind with that.
I'm enjoying it.
And I like seeing Jessica and Robert Zane still in the picture and playing a part in Suits. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think Harvey and his therapist is kind of like a 5-week-long Taylor Swift song. But we all know how Taylor Swift songs end. This
Yeah.
is not
Yeah,
gonna.
exactly.
This
Yeah.
is.
But so we really think, or do we all agree that there's going to be a merge?
I don't know if I see
just
that.
floated that out. By the way, that was my only prediction, so we can end on that. Like the idea. I think there's going to be some type of Zane swooping in and getting the Zane name on the wall. And I think the only way that would happen at this point is if his firm merged with that firm. And assuming Tommy Bratton still has some bullets left to fire back, which from what he signed, it sounds like he doesn't. So there might just be another outside force.
Yeah.
Or a certain offensive strategy to that, like, we don't have the staff. There are 10 Tommy Brattons. We really need your help. We
Right.
actually want to merge.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, I like that idea because everything is just like a superpower. Like, then I feel like there's a little less conflict. I almost like if Rachel goes to her dad's side, then you can have like marital, like legal fights almost. Like like Mike versus Rachel in a court case, which would
that'd
be
be
insane.
fun.
What? Yes.
That would
Think
never
about it.
happen.
Please.
That'd be amazing.
I don't know about
I feel
that.
like that's a conflict of interest. If I were a judge, I would make that not happen. But
Yeah, I don't know about that
I've
one.
only played
Well, it's
one.
TV.
It'd be
It's
pretty
TV.
cool, though.
It is
Yeah.
TV.
TV.
But-
Could be a secretary and then head of a company. No matter.
Exactly.
And develop an AI.
Yep,
and
yep,
It's
yep.
TV.
And therapists can date their clients or former clients.
Oh,
so
yes.
there's no real rules.
I think that about wraps us up here
Sure.
for this brief.
Yeah.
Starting my immediate left, Nicole, where can the people find you on Twitter?
You can find me at Nicole Brajer. Good to be back. See you guys next week for Suits.
Nice. You guys can find me, JB, at Hey John Blake.
I'm Josh Rodriguez. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Rodriguez_.
And as always, I'm Steve Kaufmann. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That's KAUFMANN. I do a lot of shows here at AfterBuzz TV. I tweet about them regularly. I'm also doing a vlog called The Sober Year, which I am about week 7 or 8 of a 52-week journey where I will
Nice.
not be drinking alcohol, and I will be doing a weekly check-in there. You go to thesoberyear.com to find that playlist. For
Nice.
Josh Rodriguez, JB Zimmerman, Nicole Brajer, I've been Steve Kaufmann. Thank you and good night.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.